Everything that God wants you to be is inside you. All you need is to look inward. Search, starts asking. Bring out those things. Like gold. Gold, you get gold from the ground. But you have to dig. Keep digging. And even when you say the gold is not beautiful in the eyes, but you will be the one to refine it. It goes through a lot of process in order to become something good. What is your purpose in life? What are you meant to do? Is it to become a writer, a chef, or an astronaut? The answers to these questions are more complicated than they seem to be at first glance. In this video, I will share with you 8 ways I got closer to my purpose and discover what I am meant to do in life. And I know you can do the same too, because if I can do it, you can do it. So if you're interested to hear these 8 ways to discover your life purpose, then you stay tuned and I'll be right back. Welcome back again to this video. If you are new in this channel, I'm Maryann. My aim in this channel is to help you become the best version of yourself by creating content around personal growth and personal development. Without taking much of your time, let's dive into the tea that I have for you. And the first one is accept yourself. In starting to find your purpose in life, it is essential to accept yourself. Accepting yourself will make you be more comfortable with your body and what you have accomplished. If you repeatedly compare yourself to others, finding fulfillment in your actions will be challenging because you are always trying to measure up. In this aspect, you need to learn how to practice mindfulness meditation by simply observing the world around you. When practicing this technique, recognize one object at a time and notice its texture, color, or size. Once you have observed all the 5 senses on this object, move on to another thing for next 5 minutes. So without taking much of your time, let's move into the next point, and that is start asking the right questions. You start by asking yourself this question. In this particular video, I have about 20 questions you can ask yourself, and there will be a cheat sheet for it where you can get the questions easily. These questions will help you closer and get close to your purpose in life, because I can't list the whole 20 in this video. I'll only list few. So for you to be able to assess this question in order to be closer to your life purpose, it will be the best action you will take. So I'll be leaving the link of the cheat sheet in the description below. So first of all, I will be listing about, let's say, 2 or 3 questions here, so you get idea of what I'm saying. So asking the right questions, you start by asking yourself, are you living the life that feels more natural to you? If not, what would make it feel more realistic? Ask yourself these questions because answers are there. Once you keep asking, you start, like the Bible in the book of Matthew 7:7 says, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be opened unto you. So when we start asking questions, it's not wrong. When you ask this kind of question, people seem like they avoid you because they don't know the answer, so they feel afraid, they feel ashamed. You are not supposed to feel ashamed of what you're supposed to know. So when you do not know these things and that question is thrown at you, it's a challenge for you to think for a sec and ask yourself, indeed, that question, I really need to think about it. And from thinking about it, your creator will pop in the answer in your mind. Everything you are looking for is in you. It's just you taking out the time to ask yourself certain questions like this. If you're not living the kind of life natural to you, being you, then what will make you feel more realistic? Ask yourself those questions. And the second question here is, what are your talents and strengths? Because if you do not know your talents and strengths, you have not started living your life, to be honest. I used to think my strength is something else until one day I discovered where my strength lies. But the point is, it's unbelievable. It's not something you can just identify easily, but it's something you need to sit down, keep observing, keep looking inner to your own self, your actions, your words. What gives you, like, if you see yourself gain energy, ask yourself, what was the thing that triggered the energy? That is where your strength lies. So there are certain things that might trigger you to act on something. You start asking yourself those questions. What are my strengths? What are my talents? What am I good at? Because sometimes we think we are not like I told you when I meet people. I don't know why, but I used to ask people, especially young people, what is your talent? I used to ask these questions often to people. So, but sometimes I don't ask some when I have already seen it. So, but I will discuss it in order for me to know if the person really knows he has some. So, one day I stumbled on a friend. So I started asking him, what are your gifts and talents? Immediately I said that, he triggered off like, I don't know. And he doesn't even want to talk about it anymore. So I noticed the actions behind him, what he was displaying, the actions he was displaying. So I said, I feel bad. First of all, I feel bad because he's a young man that's supposed to know his talents, his gift. We all have gifts, we all have talent. There is something we are good at. And I noticed he's good at some computer stuff. So I now continued asking him, even though I saw that he felt like ashamed. He just said, I don't know. I said, okay, I'm giving it to you as an assignment. You discover your gift and talent. I know you can discover it. All you need is just give yourself some time to sit down and think about it. I decided to let you know that there are things you are good at. Like you can do perfectly. Once you know what to do, then you can do it perfectly. What is that thing? Ask yourself that question. Another thing you should ask yourself around this gift and strengths is, how have you found ways, to use this gift and strength in your life or in your workplace? This is so crucial. We need to look into it. So, like I said, these questions is what will shape you. These questions is what will get you into thinking, what am I good at? When you get deep down in, you will now notice that the answer will really start flowing. The answer can flow from anything. It may not come instantly. It may take some time, but what is important is that you are focused on knowing answers to these questions, because that will be your starting point. So, like I told you, the questions are many. I can't ask all the questions in this video. I'll be leaving the cheat sheet where I created the whole question that you need to ask yourself in order for you to discover your life purpose. So I'll be leaving it in the description section below. So without taking much of your time, let's move into the next point. And that is the third one. Use your gifts and passions. The first thing here is, for you to be able to use your gifts and passion, is first thing first, take a break from whatsoever you are doing right now. That's the first thing. Because if you don't take a break in what you are doing, you may not even get it. So the next thing you need to do is to sit quietly and close your eyes and ask yourself, what am I passionate about doing? What are my gifts? Like I asked you, other tip, you find in your gift and strength. So here, what you need to do is to write down the first thing that just comes to your mind. It is crucial. Anything first that just pop up to your mind, like put it down, put it in writing. It will be of help to you. Then the next thing you need to do is to look at all the items you have listed. It doesn't matter if it is up to 10, 20, 30, 15. It doesn't matter. Or you even see 1 or 2. Or maybe you couldn't find up to 5. It doesn't still matter. What matters is something came to your mind. So look at the items you listed and think about which makes you feel alive and excited. The thing that makes you feel happy, you feel fresh, you're always happy. Think about it among those things you listed. Moreover, you can choose one item from each column. Any item that makes you feel this way, to identify which resonates with you most. So it is very crucial you take this process. It will help you be who God wants you to be. However, circle those items on your list to stand out more when looking at them. Then you think over the items you circled and pick just one to achieve them. Another thing is, you can pick an action related to this item that will be something new for you to try. Then you need to carry out this action right away without delay. Also notice how it feels, because it matters a lot, and whether you enjoyed it or not. Then if you enjoy it, plan to do it again. And finally, repeat until you find your life purpose. So with that being said, there are a lot of videos I've made based on these things. There is a video here I made based on how to identify your gifts and talents. I explained in depth in this one. It's all about how do you get to know your gifts and talents in this video. So I have videos that I know I made that are related to all these things I'm sharing with you now. So check out the video whenever you have time. Just watch these videos and pick the point and practice these things, and you see it works. So without taking much time, let's move into the next point I have for you. That is the fourth point, which is study successful people. Successful people have a sense of what they want to do and how they want to do it. And how can you develop that sense? That same sense that they have, sense of purpose. How can you develop it in your own life? This is the question you need to ask, because they go about what they want and how they can achieve it. So how can you do the same? How can you have this sense of purpose? Yes, you can ask yourself tough questions, like I mentioned above in the second tip, if I'm not mistaken. You can start asking yourself tough questions. Like I told you, don't run away from those if they are tough, but they will help you know where you are going to. Also ask yourself tough questions like about your values and priorities. What do you value more? What are those things that you value? Because the things you value and your priority is what tells who you are. The next thing you need to do in this tip is for you to reflect on the values you learned from your parents. You know, despite everything, there must be something we must learn from our parents, your grandparents, and other important people you have met. There is something I learned from my dad when I was very young, and that is courageous. So there are things we learn from people. You know, you learn from your parents. There must be value. There must be something you learn from people. So what were these qualities they admired most? So that's the thing. You have to ask yourself, what are the qualities these people, maybe your parents, your grandparents, your friends, the people you meet, important people you meet every day. What are the qualities that they value, they admired most? So you start asking yourself even who taught you how to love unconditionally, and all these things. These qualities may be clues as to who you are deep down inside. So you have to, search for these qualities. Moreover, imagine what kind of life would make you always feel this way when this happens. Because all these things I listed above are what successful people often do. Take time to practice these things. Then finally, challenge yourself by taking a new project or responsibility at or outside work and see if you enjoy it. So, with that being said, that takes me to the next point. And that is, take time every day to reflect on what you want out of life. To be honest, you don't take out time to reflect on those things because of all this hustle and bustle of life. You don't really have time for yourself, but you have time for friends, you have time for colleagues, you have time to do the work. Just relieve yourself few minutes a day to find your life purpose. You first need to know what you want to achieve out of life. Ask yourself, how can I know my life purpose? As you are seated, as you give yourself that little time. I told you that self-time matters to me the more. Self-time is so important. Even if it is 10 minutes, that 10 minutes is so valuable. And that is what I'm sharing with you now. Please take 5 minutes daily to reflect on the different aspects of your life and ask yourself what you want them to be like in the future. This 5 minutes a day can provide you with much needed clarity you want. So without saying much on this, that takes me to the sixth point, and that learn from others who are already where you want to be. Like I tell you, I keep saying this because this is me, this is who I am. I'm a learner every day. I learn, like there are things you cannot even imagine. But I learn this way. I can learn from anything, like anything, including people, important people, those who have been there, but those things that you think doesn't matter are the main thing that makes us who we are, that makes us discover who we really want to be. As I tell you how to uncover your life purpose, this step may sound too good to be true, to be accurate, but it is that easy. So I'm going to be sharing with you steps on how to know and ask yourself these questions to help you discover your goals. The first one is, what would make you feel alive and fully engaged with your work daily? And the second one I have for you, I'm going to be asking you 4 questions here. And the second one I have for you is, what does your intuition say about this? And the third one is, who do you admire? And that takes me to the final one, and which is, how might the life of the people you admire show up in yours? if they were part of it. If these 4 questions wait to be answered, then keep looking. Don't give up. I know you have something inside of you that you are to do. And when you find it, there is nothing like it. That's what I believe anyway. So that takes me to the next one, the next point I'm going to be sharing with you here, and that is change your mindset. This matters so much if you want to develop your personal life. I'm not a bearer of bad news, but I would like to tell you that most people go through this life not knowing what they are to do. Sad to say this, but this is reality. But it will be best if you aren't one of them. How do you change your mindset? There is also a video I made in this channel. I talked in depth about positive mindset in this video. There are many ways you can change your mindset. Let me start from the first thing you need to do. You have to start by figuring out your values and beliefs and knowing yourself, So you have to start adding value to your life. And that value you add to your life will add to others. And then you have started doing what your creator wants you to do in this life. Secondly, the next thing you need to do is exploring your interests and talents is essential. When doing this, when taking this step, be true to yourself. The third step you need to take is spend time with people who inspire you and share ideas. Them also is crucial. And as you share your ideas there, also they give you a kind of feedback. And when you grab those things, they mean a lot. They will make you become the best version of yourself. Then another essential thing you need to do is looking back, because I like doing this as well. Like I told you, there are a lot of things I do. Like when I say some things, people are like, I'm too serious. I'm not too serious. I'm not a too serious human being. Like, to be honest, many people see me as a too serious human being. Some people see me as non-serious human being. So I just gave instance because there are certain things you may not see in yourself, but others will see it and communicate it to you. So when you share your ideas and with these people, that will get you to start looking back, at your history. You start looking back at the things you have done before, because it will help you to know how far you have come. And finally, choose a course of action that resolve a worrying issue by making conscious choices that move you further. For instance, how you live your daily life makes all the difference. One thing to note here is this: it's essential to continually ponder how your choices affect you and the people around you. It will take some time for this knowledge to sink, but once it does, it will give you direction for where to head next. Another thing to note here also is that when things get confused, get complicated, or decisions need to be made, use this knowledge as a compass that always points towards the best choice of your future self. So these 3 things you need to note it. And that takes me to the final point I have for you today, and that is stay open-minded. One of the essential things to summon into your mind as you search for your life purpose is to be open-minded. You must try something new or think outside the box to find what you seek. So you should stay open-minded as you seek to change things in your life, to discover what you are meant to do. There is one thing staying open-minded can do for you. Being open-minded will allow you to see opportunities that may have been there right in front of you the whole time. And you are like, this has been here since, or I have been seeing this since. Why am I seeing it now? Why am I noticing? That is what it is. So in conclusion, uncovering what you are to do for your whole life is challenging. I must be real to you. It's challenging. I don't like to pretend or to give you false hope. No, it's challenging. You really need to know that. Bear it in your mind. When you are just starting, it's so overwhelming. But if you really know what you're seeking for, you keep pushing. Never you give up. Try these 8 ways to see what you are to do in life. After following the steps that I listed to you, you will have a good laugh. Yeah, and find your true passion. Everything that God wants you to be is inside you. All you need is to look inward. Search, start asking. Bring out those things. Like gold. Gold, you get gold from the ground. But you have to dig, keep digging. And even when you say the gold is not beautiful in the eyes, but you will be the one to refine it. It goes through a lot of process in order to become. something good, in order to become something, shiny, in order to become what it is. That fire the gold goes through is the same thing you have to go through. You have to dig deep to find the gold, then you work on it. In the same way, in your life, you have to do the same for you. I hope this video adds value to you. I hope you enjoyed this video, because it's my pleasure to always bring you this content to help you know that the best you want to be is inside you. You have to discover it yourself. Nobody will do it for you. You will do it for yourself. But you have to bring out the little time, to do those every little effort you make towards your own life is not a waste. It is not a waste. So that's the assurance I'm giving you. Keep working on yourself. Keep discovering you. If you know someone who needs help figuring out their life purpose, please share this video with them. They will like it too. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of this kind of video, then you let me know by liking the video, because when you like the video, it tells me that you really want it, and I'll make more of videos like this. So that is all I have for you today. I really do appreciate you being here. So thank you so much, and see you on my next video, and that is this video popping out here. Bye.
Seasons come and go like thoughts of you, like a wave returns to the sea.